Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. Today we're checking out the newer balance changes of the Explorer Thief classes. For most Shadower, Dual Blade and Nightlord mains, these changes have led to some emotional rollercoasters, sparking debates on whether or not all these remasters are really all that great. To dive deeper into how good or bad these changes really are, I usually look at Korean message boards like Invent to figure out how Thief mains react to the update and to learn what they like and didn't like about it. But my Korean ain't all that great, and there are a ton of posts on these boards, like Maplestory is still quite popular in Korea. However, to get some sort of measuring to gauge how the update was received, I had to think of something else. So when the Korean Maplers are unhappy, they will post this. This means they will lay down and do nothing until whatever bugs them is fixed. Checking out the Nightlord, Shadower and Dual Blade forum boards, it becomes pretty clear which class changes were received pretty well and which were not. With very few unhappy posts using the lay down and do nothing for the Nightlord, some are unhappy for the Shadower, and I think almost every Dual Blader main is absolutely fuming. So with that said, let's check out what's up with the remasters for these classes, starting off with the class that as far as I could see got the least amount of complaints, the Nightlord. Quick refresher, Nightlords now only need one set of stars once they learn their infinite star skill in third job, as the skill became a passive. They now have an up jump and a dash that does have a short cooldown, 100% stance, and their mobbing was improved, with Showdown now creating additional stars that seek out enemies. Over the last balance changes, tweaks were made to their second job grinding skill Shuriken Burst. The attack range has been improved from what it was before, it's actually like really far right now. And the 4th job mobbing skill Showdown has actually gotten a few nerfs. The attack range for the skill was slightly decreased, and the bonus EXP and drop rate the skill gives was lowered from 8% to 5%. And of course, Nexon does not actually mention by how much the attack range was decreased, but looking at the live server and then comparing it to the test server, we can still see some really good improvements. I can't even hit any monsters while I'm standing at the same spot. The vertical range was improved both upwards and downwards, with the horizontal range being mostly the same from what I could tell from this quick test. And that was literally it already for the Nightlord. Not much else changed for this class. Next up are the Shadowers, who received more changes after negative feedback about earlier changes. As a quick refresher, Shadowers got a lot of quality of life changes, with skills like Steal and Flip of the Coin being turned into toggle skills, and got more range on their 4th job Boomerang Step mobbing skill as shown right here. But there also were complaints for this class, with Shadow mains not liking the new flow of Assassinate into Massive Explosion. So after the recent balance update, actually the 1st job skill Double Stab got a slight nerf to it. Apparently it was too OP, go figure. The 3rd job skill Dark Flare's cooldown was decreased to 60 seconds for all skill levels, and now when you level up the skill it will last longer every time you level it up. The same goes for the Nightlord, by the way, they have the exact same skill. Shadowers also got quite a few changes to their passive skills, like the final damage buff from Advanced Darkside was increased from 5% to 15%, the attack boost Meso Mastery gives was increased from 5 to 25, and the now passive skill Shadower Instinct has had its attack boost decreased from 70 to 50, but now also increases final damage by 15%. After the remaster, Shadowers got a new skill called Bloody Meso Explosion that dealt more damage than regular Meso Explosion, but that didn't send the Mesos flying like the skill previously did. This skill has now been removed, and instead, when Shadowers use their new toggle skill to get that red bossing version of Meso Explosion, the coins behave the exact same way as the current Meso Explosion, and it no longer turns into a whole new skill. It's the enhanced Meso Explosion, which deals increased damage against boss monsters, and that's it. Assassinate also changed quite a few times during the test server updates, from Shadowers being able to cancel the last hit to them not being able to cancel the final hit, but they made the attack faster, and then the changes got reverted again. Right now, the first attack of Assassinate has had its action delay reduced, and now the second part of the animation of Assassinate lasts a little bit longer, but it can be animation cancelled with Advanced Meso Explosion. I do hope I got that right though. I'm trying to animation cancel it myself, like to test it out, but with my high ping, it's pretty much impossible. For Assassinate, the final damage buff from Darkside was removed, and the final damage boost when using Meso Explosion was lowered from 100% to 50%, but there is no longer any need to stack body count as that mechanic was removed, so when you use Meso Explosion, you'll get that full 50% final damage buff right away. I guess the final damage buff is now also applied more universally, as some of their passive skills now give a final damage boost as well. There also was a slight nerf on the Eviscerate invincibility frame that's one of your 50 up skills, now lasting 0.2 seconds shorter than what it did before, from 2 seconds to 1.8 seconds. This skill's cooldown also was increased from 14 seconds to 20 seconds, but the damage was increased as well from 950% to 1350%, and the amount of hits was increased from 4 to 5, so a little bit less survivability and less often, but you'll deal more damage. Quite a few changes for the Shadow actually. I'll leave it to the Shadow mains to actually figure out if Assassinate feels good right now when he tried out with a little bit lower ping than mine. But I think overall Shadowers can be quite happy with the remaster, adding a ton more convenience. I just hope everyone likes the new animations. And then there is the class that left most people unhappy with the minor changes it received, the Dual Blade. If we compare their main mobbing attack range to that of the Night Lord and Shadower, we can already see some problems. It's still really small. If we compare the current attack and the new one, there are some nice improvements, that's fair, but it still lags behind the other two Thieves. The last time we checked out the Dual Blade, we could use Blade Ascension 4 times in the air due to its increased move distance, but with the later test server update this has been decreased again. It's still a little bit better than what it was before the remaster, but it ain't that much of an improvement. Besides that and the speed and jump buff being increased from self-haste, as well as the maximum speed you can have as a dual blader, there actually were no further modifications done. Phantom Blow is still the biggest winner of the remastered dual blader with a ton more range and it now hits 3 monsters, but all other changes have been quite lackluster, I'd say. There were of course some minor improvements, like the class now has 100% stance like everyone else, but besides that there isn't really that much to talk about, and I guess that's the biggest problem most Korean Maplers have. Most of the previous issues this class had are still there, especially when it comes to mobbing. Maybe there will be some more changes made to this class before the update goes live, in about 5 days from when this video goes live. But what do you think yourself about the Explorer Thief classes now that their balance has been a bit more finalized? Let me know in the comments. Next up are the Archers, and that video will be up tomorrow with the Pirate video coming a day after. And that was all for today. Many thanks to our members making this video possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, FLX, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Kaudi Mora, Wiley, Francisco Sousa, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Lorenzo, BG Extremes, Anwar NHI, Frank Bouguet, Ziggy Deer, Fliniot, Beamer WT, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gussus Rodriguez, Froggy11, Sir-Tito655, Glason, Brandon Can, Vyra, Trevor, Michael Manchaka, Ratius, Lucky Beats, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, Heopan, ceemak, Striker Elk, Knockem SS, Niu, Taiduan Pan, Victus Sunstrom, Radicals the Alien, Stanislaus Kosumo Vegas, Riser Are You, Eddie Reacts to Things, Dular, Gummy Bullet, Mr. Narc, Lovebird, Rev Soli, Yuruski TV, Yo Mama, Mathias Simonsson, Caveman, oh yeah, Galando Balavia, I'm disappointed, my name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO, Clap for the moment, PC Game Life, Max Bernhardt and Cakeshot. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe and happy mapling!